It's Friday, August 8th. In the headlines, traffic changes due to political rallies in Halfway Tree and Crossroads on Sunday. In business news, former head of the Jamaica Stock Exchange, Dr. Marlene Street Forrest, to be conferred with the Order of Jamaica. Regionally, in Trinidad and Tobago, a historic moment as a Columbus statue is removed. And in sports, Trinidad and Tobago's under-15 boys team secures semi-final spot at CONCACAF Championships. This is the weekend news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Major traffic changes are coming to parts of the corporate area this Sunday, August 10, as the Jamaica Labour Party will stage a mass meeting in Halfway Tree. The police are urging motorists to plan ahead. Starting 11 a.m. Sunday, several roads in and around Halfway Tree will be closed or have restricted access. The changes will remain in place until Monday night, midnight. For the JLP meeting in Halfway Tree, motorists can expect diversions along Constant Spring Road, Malines Road, Hagley Park Road, Hope Road, and Halfway Tree Road. Detours include South Avenue, Waterloo Road, Trafalgar Road, Knutsford Boulevard, and Ruthven Road. Parking will be limited to designated sections of Constant Spring Road and Halfway Tree Road. Police say all drivers should allow extra travel time, use the alternate routes provided, and avoid the affected areas if possible. Full traffic changes and parking arrangements are available on the Jamaica Constabulary Force's social media pages. The People's National Party, PNP, has released its full list of candidates registered to contest the upcoming general election ahead of a planned constituency meeting on Sunday. Here's a look at the listed candidates. The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM, continues to advocate for full compliance with body-worn camera protocols, stressing that transparency and accountability are critical in fostering public trust and preventing potential abuse. The Commission, in a release, states that police fatal shootings have more than doubled in the first 7 months of 2025 compared to the same period last year. According to data published in the Gleaner, 190 people were fatally shot by members of the security forces between January and July, an increase of 111% over the 90 fatal shootings recorded during the corresponding period in 2024. INDICOM has reiterated serious concerns about the continued failure of police personnel to utilize body-worn cameras, especially in light of the escalating use of lethal force. The month of July alone saw 28 fatal shootings and 9 non-fatal shootings by law enforcement officers. This represents a slight uptick from the 26 fatal shootings recorded in June. Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Floyd Green was impressed with the services and products on display at the recently held Denbigh Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show at the Denbigh Showground in Maypen, Clarendon. Our news team spoke with the minister and several vendors who had their products on display.
Oh, it's exceptional. I think each year we keep getting better. It's great to see the turnout for the first day. It's great to see the engagement. And definitely what I find, all the booths are getting more interactive. They're highlighting technology. They're really charting the new era of agriculture.
What's your favorite booth so far?
Oh, look, Case. Definitely Case. I like the setup. Clearly, Case is our premier training institution around agriculture, trade institution. But they've set up their booth in such a way that you can see all the things that they focus on. You know, the climate, smart technologies, their agro-processing, which is new. I had Aki butter over there, and it was exceptional. So, and I love the fact that they're now going more into agro-processing, especially from a product development standpoint. I do believe that our tertiary institution should do the development, do the research work, and then, you know, it can be commercialized. So Case definitely does far, but I mean, the Ministry of Agriculture has outdone themselves. It's an exceptional booth, which highlighted all of our areas that we focus on with games and interaction. Let me tell you, it's hard, and I don't go rather yet.
We're showcasing cows, so we have some beef cows right here, but these are gone in the ring. We have 2 dairy right there. Those are chrome Latin, so those are semen that we imported from the United States, and we bred local cows here. So those are the result of it. On the other side of that, we have pigs. That's F1 gilt, so those are top genetic material in Jamaica right now. We're trying to improve that, but you're not going to get anything better than that right now. Beside her, we have 2 male animals. We call those burros, so those are castrated males. Those animals will be grown out to go for meat eventually, and we grow them up to about 6 months. They get close to about 300 pounds, so, you know, a lot of meat. We have quite a bit of sheep and goats right here. All of these are locally bred, so we imported semen from overseas, bred mothers here, and these are the results. What we're trying to do is genetic improvement, so we have local goats on the island, and we want to improve, you know, what those look like, so we're bringing in high-quality genetic materials.
I'm Corinne Gabriel Tomlinson, Corinne Business.
All right. So what you have on sale here? What kind of hats?
Hats with the flap, broad hat, children hat, every type, varieties of hats.
So where we can find you?
Clarendon.
In Mapleton or all over Clarendon?
All over Clarendon and in Manchester.
We display livestock for competition, and it's run over a 2-day period. So what is taking place today is that we have the judging of the beef cattle and the sheep competition.
This year at HiPro, we are encapsulating the theme of building a nation through agriculture. So of course, in our HiPro villages here, we have on display pretty much majority or all of our HiPro items. We have, of course, our HiPro feed staple. That's what we're known for. That's primarily who we are. We have our HiPro chicks. That is a hit for the booth. We can't come to Denbigh. We can't go to any farm show without our chicks. And of course, we have products from our store. So we have from the HiPro A store, we have our chemicals, Turbo Green, Lambda, Halo. We also have pharmaceutical items and Matabi sprayers this year in our booth.
With inflation soaring and everyday cost on the rise, reporter Chanel Matthews took to the streets to hear public views on the cost of living in Jamaica and how it is affecting their lives.
I am Chanel Matthews, and we're in New Kingston to ask the people how they feel about cost of living in Jamaica.
Well, it's really expensive, you know, but I mean, for me, it's not really bad. But because of the people who have children, because one bread is nearly $600, you know, nobody talk about going to the market with Yama 300 and all them drama there. But, well, I don't really know. You just have to trust God, really, because a lot of people paycheck not reaching. But for me, trusting God and Him provide.
It's a bit expensive to live here, especially when you're getting a small salary. However, I think we can make a better way of living if we unite together and cooperate and try to make things a bit better for each and every one of us. Jamaica, however, is a beautiful place. This is my country and I love it. But the cost of living is getting a bit too high.
Well, I think that it is extremely high. Like for persons like me, I'm currently going to university, right? I can sometimes hardly can find even food to eat. You don't know where the next meal is going to come from. You don't know how you're going to pay school fee. grocery, things are just expensive.
Well, the cost of living is very high, especially for a young person. Based on our salaries and the state of the market in terms of rent and bills and other necessities of life, it's hard to make a living while in Jamaica. If you look at rent in the corporate area, it's very high, you know, and then we have to pay bills, we have to for transportation and so forth, so yeah.
Cost of living in Jamaica, I think money is here, but we just need to be like in the right places.
Very rough and tough, hard. It's the hardest time I've ever seen Jamaica, never yet.
I feel that cost of living in Jamaica is very high. We need to do more exports and less imports to lower the cost of living.
It's rough. I'm tell you about cost of living now really. It's the most I want going right now are the people them. May I tell you? You see, if we could just come together and deal with things on a different level, you go to town, you buy a plant for $8 and can't talk about it for $38 and all them something there. Wicked man.
Time now for the business report with Denise Williams.
Welcome to today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, here to bring you the stories shaping the financial world and guiding your journey to smarter business decisions. Let's dive into the top headlines. Dr. Marlene Street Forest will be confirmed with the Order of Jamaica, one of the highest orders in the land, by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen on October 20. I quote, "I am very humbled to be so honored. I have worked hard for the betterment of Jamaica and the people, but did not do so for any honor. I will continue to work for the good of Jamaica on whichever platform I'm on. I will work to make sure Jamaicans succeed," Dr. Forrest stated to R Today. Street Forrest has been leading the Jamaica Stock Exchange JSE for the last 23 years, first as general manager, then as managing director. For her, this award is the icing on the cake, given that she intended to retire in December of last year, but remained at the helm while a search continues for her replacement. Through her leadership, the JSE was, in 2015 and 2018, designated the best performing stock market in the world. Street Forest credits the award to her team at JSE, family, and friends. For the trading period ending August 7, 2028, these were the most actively traded stocks. International distributor Deramon Trading Company Limited with 6,753,901 units traded, representing 40.62% of market sales volume. Toll road operator Trans-Jamaica Highway Limited with 2,592,337 units traded, representing 15.59% of market sales volume. Caribbean Financial Conglomerate NCB Financial Group Limited with 1,579,193 units traded, representing 9.5% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the Forex market rate set by the Bank of Jamaica. On August 7, 2025, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $66.98 million purchased and US $61.42 million sold by Forex traders. Forex traders earned $2.03 per dollar, selling the US at $161.25 and buying the US at $159.22. The Canadian dollar netted Forex traders 87 cents per transaction, with selling at $117.74 and buying at $116.87. The British pound yielded Forex traders $2.14 in profits, with selling at $214.57 and buying at $212.43. For our credit report tip of the day, credit rebuilding is a test of patience and persistence. It asks you to show up month after month, even when the scoreboard barely moves. But what's happening in the background is powerful. Your financial reputation is being restored. Your access to opportunities is expanding, and your future self is gaining the freedom to say yes to the things that matter most. Even if every dispute takes 30 to 60 days, the results are worth it. You get access to business capital, more financial options, stronger negotiating power, and confidence in your future. When you are building something from nothing and you're moving from financial recovery to financial resilience, recovery after the age of 45 as a professional woman is a strategic rebuild, not a rescue mission. For professional women, the journey often means unlearning bad money habits, reworking credit, pitching projects, and navigating rejection. It's less about starting over and more about repositioning yourself for sustainable success. Why is the work important? Because the benefits are important. Now you stop asking for permission. You become the CEO of your life. You see results that reflect your resilience, and you finally live in alignment with your purpose and your purse. And that wraps up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, reminding you that every financial decision is a step towards your future. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and keep striving for success. See you soon.
In regional news, the vision that anti-colonial activists, scholars, and even citizens in Trinidad and Tobago have fought for has finally come to fruition. In the early hours of Thursday morning, the controversial statue of Spanish explorer Christopher Columbus was removed. More in this TTT News report.
The removal of the Christopher Columbus statue follows years of public debate and calls from civil society groups citing his legacy of violence against indigenous peoples. According to Port of Spain Mayor Chinua Alain, the decision was made in consultation with various stakeholders, including representatives of the First Peoples and the Emancipation Support Committee, marking a monumental shift both literally and spiritually. The Grand Chief of the First Peoples of Trinidad and Tobago, Eric Lewis, visited the site for a cleansing ceremony.
Today we are here to celebrate the removal of this atrocity of the criminal, of the invader, Columbus, which served previously as a symbol of dominance over the indigenous people, over all of the other cultures that would have come after. And it also served as a monumental, So we are here today to celebrate that, and we're also here today to do a smoke ceremony that is going to cleanse this space and remove the impurities that was here.
Founder and Executive Director of the Freedom Project Caribbean, Shabaka Cambon, one of the advocates for the removal of the statue, remembers the long fight.
And, we started the project with the idea that we would wake up people's memory in this country in such a way that they wouldn't just want to contemplate history, but to make it. And so, we're still looking forward to see, all the different possibilities that could come out of this historic change.
He says it's now more than a local story, as he has already written to the Bahamas Prime Minister to tear down the statues there.
As we became independent, we should clinically detect these germs of rot and remove them not just from our lands, but from our minds as well.
The call is clear. Replace symbols of conquest with monuments to resistance. Names like Chief Hyarima and Chief Baukana have already been suggested as replacement monuments. Marie-Therese Bernard for TTT News.
The Organization of American States has officially backed a major climate ruling from the International Court of Justice. Antigua and Barbuda led the push for the declaration, which was adopted by consensus despite opposition from the United States. Alicia George reports.
On Wednesday, the Organization of American States threw its collective support behind a landmark ruling on climate change from the world's highest court.
The Permanent Mission of Antigua and Barbuda formally moves that the Permanent Council adopt, by consensus, the declaration on the advisory opinion of the International Court of Justice on the obligations of states in respect of climate change.
The declaration, hailed as a landmark clarification of international law, was drafted and negotiated by Antigua and Barbuda's ambassador to the OAS, Sir Ronald Sanders. He secured the backing of 23 of the 32 active member states, including unanimous support from all 14 CARICOM nations. Despite objections from the United States, Sir Ronald said in a press statement that the overwhelming support signals growing hemispheric concern about the wide-ranging impacts of climate change, impacts that include rising sea levels, destruction of infrastructure, food insecurity, and forced migration. He also remarked that Antigua and Barbuda was honored to lead the hemispheric effort to welcome the ICJ advisory opinion, describing it as another vital step on our collective journey to halt greenhouse gas emissions. The declaration's adoption by the OAS cements this decision.
This declaration stands as an inspiration, urging us all to renew our pledge to inter-American cooperation, to craft solutions collectively that leave no nation drowning or withering, and to safeguard the well-being of all in our shared homeland.
The ICJ opinion, issued on July 23rd, declares climate change a shared global challenge and calls for urgent cooperative action to reduce fossil fuel dependence. Elisha George for ABS News.
Earlier this week, the Belize Tourism Board announced that Spirit Airlines is coming to Belize and will be making 3 weekly flights to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, starting November 21st. Spirit is considered an ultra-low-cost carrier, so it is no surprise that they are promoting an introductory one-way fare starting at $85. On Thursday, Minister of Tourism Anthony Maheller told Greater Belize Media more about the agreement and how it came to be.
It's an ultra-low-cost carrier, and it is important because you had pretty much a monopoly, the American going into Miami, and the prices were often high because they would focus on yields, like most airlines. And so this will keep them a bit honest and give travelers an option at least.
How did it come to you?
Just continuously courting, talking, approaching them, having meetings with them, especially when we go to the conferences, and then we do one-on-one trips to ensure that we have that one-on-one contact with the decision makers in those airlines.
How long did it stay?
Sorry?
How long did it stay?
Not as long as others, maybe a couple of years.
And then I understand that there are 2 more airlines, new airlines that might be coming in. Is there anything you can share about that?
We don't usually say anything public about, but yes, we are in negotiations with a couple airlines.
Are you able to say if they're in the U.S.?
Sorry?
Are you able to say if they're from the U.S.?
Caribbean and Mexico, and hopefully South America.
In sports, we're on the field with football. The Trinidad and Tobago under-15 boys football team is aiming to cement a semi-final place in League B of the CONCACAF Championships in Aruba. After winning their 2 previous matches, Trinidad and Tobago took on Barbados in their final Group E match. Adrian Lazar brings us the highlights.
It's proving to be a campaign to remember in the CONCACAF Under-15 Boys Championship for Trinidad and Tobago. TNT, who are yet to lose a match, took on the winless Barbados in their final Group E match. It was an even start, with chances being created on either end. A short corner in the 11th minute resulted in TNT's opening goal. Antoine James headed the ball in the net on the far post. In the face of two defenders, Keves Quintero held on to the ball, eventually getting a shot off, which was tipped over the goal by the Barbados keeper. TNT kept the pressure, creating chance after chance. Barbados almost equalized before the break. Captain Rosario Roach dribbled his way towards goal before finding Seth Goodrich, whose effort was dealt with by the rushing TNT keeper Christian Telfer. TNT went in 1-0 up at the half. Soon after the restart, Quintero was taken down inside the box. That resulted in a penalty for TNT. Quintero sent the keeper the wrong way, making it 2-0. Jeremiah Nanton and Samuel Balfour showed great skill, resulting in Nanton's save shot falling to Quintero on the goal line, who scored TNT's third. Trinidad and Tobago went on to defeat Barbados 3-0, booking their spot in the League B semi-final on Friday, where they will face Jamaica. Ajon Lazar, TTT Sport.
And that's it for the weekend news on PBCJ. Pleasant viewing.